right, so now he is sorry. Take a look.
And I am sorry that they are finding themselves in this situation based on assurances they got from me. We've got to work hard to make sure that they know we hear them and that we're going to do everything we can to deal with folks who find themselves in a tough position as a consequence of this.
But it's too little too late for this woman, Diane Iser, a cancellation letter from her health insurance company. Diane, what was the reason again?
Oh, the reason I received my cancellation was because I was being migrated over to the healthcare marketplace, and my plan was considered substandard. All
right. Now, the president feels sorry that that happened to you. It's happened to a lot of people. But does that make you feel better?
Well, let me address this, first of all, Neil. While I greatly appreciate the fact, the gesture made by the president to apologize, it still doesn't change a thing for me or the hundreds of thousands of people, up towards millions, who received a notice saying that their insurance is canceled and will no longer be effective January 1st. And I actually would like to address this numbers thing right now, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I want to read something here. Okay, this is a quote from the apology. The White House says under those guidelines, and those guidelines would be the 10 essential health care benefits, fewer than 5% of Americans will have to change their coverage. But in a nation of more than 300 million people, 5% is about 5 million people. I take huge issue with that, Neil. Is this the new exception? Is this the new number? Originally we were told the exception was a few people. Now we're being told that the exception is 15 million people. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of people. And here's the other side of the coin. Do we even have the numbers in yet in the state of Illinois about how many people were actually being canceled from their policies? This 15 million could climb.
Well, and not only that, but the percentage thing, I think, is a little off as well because it hasn't factored in when the employer mandate kicks in next year and a lot of companies decide, like IBM and Time Warner and others, to jettison them off to either private or public exchanges. In IBM's case, private exchanges. And so that will exponentially rise. I guess what I'm asking you is the trust factor and whether when you do get coverage, because they say you're transitioning to something better, but you're finding it's going to be a lot more expensive, whether a year from now things will be better for you or worse. What do you think?
What I think right now is that they're going to be worse, and here's why. We're being told also in what I read today online that the president said that we all have 6 months till March 31st to actually sign up before incurring the penalty. Well, those of us who have our insurance policies canceled January 1st, no, we're under the gun. We're under the gun. I'm under the gun to investigate my options by December 15th at one of the probably busiest times of the year. And again, I will say this. I said this on point last time. It's two issues for me. What happened to my right to choose? You know, Neil, when I was diagnosed with cancer 11 years ago, I knew what good health care was for me. And I still know what good health care is for me today. That hasn't changed. And to have someone tell me that I no longer know what good health care is for me, I take issue with. It's my right as an American citizen to choose my health care options. And right now I'm seeing a definite problem with the fact that I've lost my right.
Well, clearly you're not in that small a group either. Diane, thank you very, very much. We'll be monitoring.